How's everybody doing today? This is Star Wars Live Show, coming to you with a review of the Star Wars Ultimate Visual Guide Special Edition. I got this book at my local Toys R Us store. Just because there was, I'm a Star Wars fan, and there was a lot of things that I didn't know, and I wanted to know, so I picked it up. It has cool pictures, as you see, Star Wars Ultimate Visual Guide, and of course, Anakin Skywalker is like on the second page, But anyway, they have really good pictures, table of contents, as you can see, clones, Count Dooku, more clones, and a letter from Emperor Palpatine himself, from Mr. Ian, right here. If you want to read that, that was pretty cool. Then in the introduction, and then, some more cool pictures. And then the beginning of the book. This is full of information. Gives you kind of a timeline of the whole Star Wars universe when things started to happen. And it's all kind of, in the middle of Episode 4, which is right here. The Battle of Yavin. So everything that happened before that was BBY. Anything that happened after that was ABY. So that was pretty cool. And it gives you the dates where people were born, and after it gives you the dates where people died. And it's just full of information. It's the galactic history, which is pretty cool. Then this is the really interesting part. All the planets in their galaxy. Like, you see all these little things right here? These are all planets. And then this is unknown regions, so that's like a part of space probably where we're from. But in here you have all the planets, and the very center of all this is Coruscant. That's the middle planet of every other planet. So you have Tatooine. Geonosis is right next to Tatooine. Like, who knew that? Like, Naboo is right next to let's see, Camino, and things like that. Like, it's just really cool. It just gives you like an explanation about all the planets and stuff, which I found really cool. Yeah, that's really cool. And then the technologies, the things that that happen, and the things that they invented, like lightsabers and blasters and holograms, and light speed and hyper travel, and just tractor beams and stuff like that. Pretty cool. And they tell you about the Jedi Order. There's a lot of good information on that. And the Sith, Then, of course, the Old Republic, and Yoda and them. And there's a lot of cool comic pictures on the bottom of here too, if you can see that. There's some from the movie also. This is from the movie. There's a comic, and that's a comic also. So pretty cool stuff. And then it takes you all the way back to the Great Sith War and the Mandalorian Wars. So the book gives you a lot of history. It just gives you tons of history, and it tells you, a lot about the Jedis. And here's a picture of Count Dooku when he was young. Got a lot of things. Now this is kind of my favorite page right here. It tells you about Darth Maul and where he came from. It's called Master and Apprentice, and it basically tells you how Darth Maul came to be with Sidious. Really, really cool page. And then, the beginning of Episode 1, the blockade of Naboo. And gives you all that information here. I mean, like, if you're a Star Wars fan, this right here is basically your guide to everything you want to know. This is the Chosen One, when Qui-Gon Jinn met Anakin in Tatooine. You can see all that, and I mean the art on here is like amazing. You know, you have a lot of art and a lot of clips from the picture. Like this right here is like one of my favorite pieces right here, when Obi-Wan slashes off Maul in half and cuts him. So they pretty much, you know, tell you all about that Battle of Naboo. And the Decaying Republic, you know, the Jedi Council, the rise of the Separatists, and then obviously the Clone Army. I don't want to go into so much detail. I just wanted to show you guys this because I just thought it was really cool. And the tragedy of Tatooine, when Shmi Skywalker died and Anakin like kicked all the Sandman people's asses. You know. And then the Battle of Geonosis, we all know about that. And the Clone Wars, it goes into the Clone Wars, you know, distinctively. You know, and it gives you like side stories. You know, the kidnapping. You know, there goes Grievous. That's a nice shot of Grievous. Who's not a Grievous fan? And the power of the dark side. This is basically episode 3, when Sidious takes over. I'm saying this is a real good book, and this is the Jedi Purge, Order 66, and Darth Vader right there. Anakin, no longer a Jedi. I'm saying this book is really interesting. I wish I could go through it with you guys, like page by page, but it's really cool. Empire of Evil. This is when they take over the galaxy, and and they just kick everybody's asses. And they, the Imperial Might. They tell you how the Imperial Army was formed. And there's a good shot of Han Solo. It's my man. Han Solo's the best. And Boba Fett. Everybody knows Boba Fett. And it tells you about the Death Star. How the Death Star was made and who made it. This guy made the Death Star. He was the designer. The Emperor killed his ass after it got blown up in the Battle of Yavin. And the Civil War. And Carrie Fisher, sexy. And young Luke. And Obi-Wan. Like, this book is really cool. And I suggest, if you have time, go to your local Toys R Us and pick it up. But if you don't have time, go on the internet. Maybe they have some, oh, this is Hoth right here. Nice picture of Luke. And Tauntaun and the AT-ATs. Even tells you about the Wampa and things like that. Like, things you would never know, like, off the top of your brain. Like, you can definitely pick up this book and, find out. It's Mighty Boba Fett. I love Boba Fett. And then you have the Bounty Hunters. I'm really glad I picked up this book, because it just shows everything. It has a lot of side stories, like stories that you didn't know. There goes Jabba with the Gamorrean Guard. It's really cool. And Luke Skywalker. And, does interesting things. And there's the Battle of Endor and episode 6. And then a new era. And this is, Grand Admiral Thrawn and all these other people that you really don't hear about because they're not in the movie. They're like side stories, But like I said, it's really cool to pick up this book. And this is Star Wars Live Show. Speak to you guys soon. May the Force be with you. and pick up the book. Bye.